The foundation of our understanding begins with the brain itself, specifically the prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your cognitive functions, responsible for decision-making, planning, and maintaining focus. When we talk about focus neurologically, we're talking about a delicate ballet of neural circuits and neurotransmitters, primarily involving norepinephrine and dopamine. Norepinephrine acts like a spotlight, enhancing the signal of the task at hand, while dopamine provides the motivational reward signal to keep you engaged. The problem, as outlined in Dr. Adam Gazzaley's and Larry Rosen's research, is interference. Our brains are not designed for the constant, rapid task switching demanded by modern multitasking. Every time you switch from writing an email to checking a notification, you incur switch cost a lag time where your brain must disengage from one rule set and load another. Studies from the University of California, Irvine found that it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to return to the original task after an interruption. Multiply that by dozens of daily interruptions, and you have a formula for a day spent in a state of perpetual cognitive catch-up, never achieving a state of flow, that deeply satisfying state of immersion. In an activity described by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, this state is not a luxury. It's the engine of high-level creativity and problem-solving. Furthermore, the constant drip of dopamine from likes, messages, and new content trains our brain to crave novelty, making the sustained, less flashy work of deep focus feel unrewarding by comparison. This creates a vicious cycle. We seek distraction because our brain has been conditioned to prefer the easy dopamine hit, which in turn further weakens our focus muscles. The plasticity of the brain, its ability to change based on experience, means we are literally sculpting a distraction-prone mind with every scroll and switch. The first step in reversing this is radical awareness, understanding that every ping is not just an interruption of your task, but an active rewiring of your brain's circuitry towards fragmentation. We must move from seeing distractions as minor annoyances to recognizing them as fundamental attacks on our cognitive integrity. This requires an environmental and behavioral audit. What are the sources of your biggest cognitive leaks? Is it your phone's home screen cluttered with addictive apps? Is it an email client that pings with every new message? The data is clear. Environments matter. A study from the University of British Columbia showed that even having your smartphone visible on your desk, face down and silent, reduces your available cognitive capacity, a phenomenon termed brain drain. Your brain is expending precious resources resisting the temptation. The solution starts with creating what Cal Newport calls deep work zones, periods of time, and physical spaces deliberately insulated from the noisy world of shallow obligation. This isn't about willpower. It's about designing your context so that focus becomes the default, not the struggle. Now, let's operationalize this knowledge into a structured system. The myth of multitasking must be abandoned entirely. Data from Stanford University's Clifford Nass revealed that chronic multitaskers are actually worse at multitasking than people who do one thing at a time. They are more easily distracted, have poor memory, and struggle to filter out irrelevant information. They are suckers for irrelevancy. Therefore, the cornerstone of your focus blueprint is monotasking. This begins with time blocking, a method where you assign specific, finite blocks of time to a single type of work. For example, a 90-minute block for analytical work, a 60-minute block for communication, and so on. During these blocks, you must enact a digital lockdown. Use app blockers like Freedom or Cold Turkey to shut off access to distracting websites and apps. Put your phone in another room or at the very least in a drawer on airplane mode. The goal is to raise the activation energy required to distract yourself so high that staying focused is the easier path. Next, we integrate the power of rituals. Just as athletes have pre-game routines to prime their bodies and minds, you need a pre-focus ritual to signal to your brain that it's time to enter a deep state. This could be as simple as brewing a cup of tea, tidying your desk, putting on noise-canceling headphones with a specific focus soundtrack like binaural beats or ambient soundscapes, which studies have shown can enhance concentration, and reviewing your single objective for the session. This ritual leverages what behavioral scientists call implementation intention, creating an if-then link that automates the transition into a focus state. Furthermore, we must address the biological underpinnings of focus. Your brain is an organ that runs on glucose and oxygen, and it is deeply affected by sleep, nutrition, and movement. Research from the University of Pennsylvania demonstrates that even mild sleep deprivation significantly impairs the prefrontal cortex's function, making you more impulsive and distractible. Similarly, a diet high in refined sugars leads to energy crashes and brain fog, while regular aerobic exercise has been proven to increase the size of the hippocampus, involved in memory and improve executive function. Your focus plan is incomplete without a foundation of physical well-being. This also includes managing your energy, not just your time. The concept of ultradian rhythms suggests our brains can only focus intensely for 90 to 120 minutes before needing a break. Respect these cycles. After a deep work block, take a genuine break, step away from all screens, take a walk, stretch, or practice a few minutes of mindful breathing. This isn't slacking. It's strategic recovery that allows you to sustain high performance across the day, preventing the afternoon cognitive slump that so often leads to unproductive scrolling. Beyond these tactical approaches lies the philosophical and psychological dimension, cultivating a mindful relationship with your own attention. Mindfulness meditation is not just a wellness trend, it is a proven form of mental training for your attentional muscles. A meta-analysis published in neuroscience and biobehavioral reviews concluded that mindfulness practice consistently leads to improvements in attention, focus, and cognitive flexibility. The practice of repeatedly noticing when your mind has wandered and gently bringing it back to an anchor like the breath is a direct workout for the anterior cingulate cortex and prefrontal areas responsible for cognitive control. You are literally practicing the act of noticing distraction and choosing to refocus, which is the exact skill needed to overcome digital interruptions. Start with just 5 to 10 minutes a day using an app like Waking Up or Headspace. The carryover effect into your daily work is profound. Additionally, we must confront the emotional drivers of distraction. Often, we reach for our phones or toggle tabs not out of necessity, but to escape. Discomfort, boredom, anxiety, frustration with a difficult task, or loneliness. This is emotional regulation via the distraction. The work here is to build tolerance for that discomfort. When you feel the itch to check something, pause. Notice the physical sensation and the emotion driving it. Breathe through it for just 60 seconds. You'll often find the urge passes, and you can re-engage with the task. This practice of surfing the urge weakens the associative link between discomfort and digital escape. Furthermore, connect your deep work to a deeper purpose. Why is this task meaningful? How does it contribute to a larger goal or value? Research on self-determination theory shows that intrinsic motivation, doing something because it is inherently interesting or aligned with your values, is a far more powerful sustainer of effort and focus than extrinsic rewards like money or praise. When you link your focus session to personal growth, mastery, or contribution, you tap into a more resilient wellspring of attention. Finally, embrace boredom. Our constant stimulation has robbed us of the ability to be idle. Yet boredom is a crucial catalyst for creativity and introspection. Schedule periods of analog time where you deliberately have no source of external entertainment waiting in line commuting, or taking a walk without a podcast. Let your mind wander. This is not wasted time. It's where your brain consolidates learning and makes novel connections, strengthening your capacity for independent, sustained thought. As we reach the culmination of this blueprint, it's time to synthesize these strands into a sustainable lifestyle of deep focus. This is not a one-week challenge, but a permanent shift in how you relate to your work and your mind. Begin by conducting a full attention audit for 1 week. Track exactly how you spend your time, using a tool like Toggle or even a simple notebook. Categorize your activities into deep work, shallow work, and pure distraction. The data will be illuminating and often shocking. It's the baseline from which you'll measure progress. Then, design your ideal week using time blocking. Start conservatively. Schedule one 90-minute deep work block per day, fiercely protecting it as the most important appointment on your calendar. Over weeks, you can expand this. Communicate your focus boundaries to colleagues, friends, and family. Use autoresponders. Share your focused hours on your calendar. And train your environment to respect your cognitive space. Remember, you are not being rude. You are being professional and intentional about producing your best work. Incorporate the physiological foundations. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Integrate movement into your day. A 20-minute walk can dramatically improve focus, and opt for brain foods like nuts, berries, and fatty fish over processed snacks. Weave in 10 minutes of mindfulness practice each morning to set the tone of awareness for the day. Most importantly, practice self-compassion. You will have days where your focus phrase, where you succumb to distraction. This is not failure, it's data. Analyze what triggered the lapse without judgment and adjust your system accordingly. The path to mastering your attention is iterative. The ultimate goal is to reach a state where deep focus becomes not a struggle, but your default mode of operation, where you can engage so fully with the task at hand that time distorts, self-consciousness fades, and you experience the profound satisfaction of flow regularly. This is where true productivity, innovation, and personal fulfillment reside. You now possess the map. The science is clear, the methods are proven, and the stakes are your cognitive sovereignty. The final and most critical call to action is this: don't let this just be another video you consume and forget. True change happens in the space between intention and action. In the next 24 hours, commit to one single step from this masterclass. Maybe it's deleting your most addictive social media app off your phone for a week. Maybe it's scheduling your first uninterrupted 90-minute deep work block tomorrow morning. Maybe it's simply practicing noticing your urge to switch tasks 5 times today. Choose one thing and do it. Then come back to this video, rematch a section if you need to, and take the next step. This is a journey we are on together. To keep receiving this kind of deep dive, evidence-based content designed to upgrade your life, you must become part of this community. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video that could change your mental operating system. And right now, in the comments below, tell me what your one commitment is. What is the first action you will take to reclaim your focus? Sharing it creates accountability, and I will be there, reading and supporting you. Your attention is your life. It's time to start treating it with the reverence it deserves. Now go build a mind that can't be bought, sold, or scattered. I believe in you.